Love incarnate, love divine. Star and angels gave the sign. Bow to babe on bended knee, Savior of humanity. Unto us a child is born, he shall reign forevermore. Noel, Noel, come and see what God has done. Noel, Noel, the story of amazing love, the light of the world, given for us. Noel, Son of God and Son of Man, there before the world began, born to suffer, born to save, born to raise us from the grave. Christ the everlasting Lord, he shall reign forevermore. Noel, Noel, come and see what God has done. Noel, Noel, story of amazing love, the
Good morning, and welcome to the Rivers online worship experience. My name is Dean Ward, and I serve as the lead pastor of the River Church. And I am so grateful that you have chosen to join in with us here today. Now, you'll notice I'm wearing my Kenny Pickett jersey again. The excitement about our new offensive coordinator and the over 400 yards of total offense that we had this past Sunday is exciting to those of us that are diehard Steeler fans. To many others, they could quite simply care less. So we won't dwell on that, but want to just thank you for being here with us. And today's a special day for us here at the River because today we are celebrating the fact that 19 years ago on this Sunday, December 5th, 2004, the River Church began. The first Sunday in December in 2004, we held our first public worship experience out at the Penn State New Kensington branch campus. And on this Sunday, we just take time to thank the Lord for his goodness, for his faithfulness, for the opportunity to serve our community, for the many lives that the Lord has transformed, and for the many people that have given their lives to Jesus Christ. I am filming today in the setting where that kind of celebration happens. When a person gives their life to Jesus Christ, we celebrate their commitment by their public expression of that commitment by being baptized. And so even though we have filmed a few weeks ago with me standing in the baptistry, I thought it would be more fun today to actually film in the baptistry. So we are filming here today at the property at 273 Chester Drive in Lower Burrell, trying to give you every aspect of this property over the past several months. It's getting colder outside and darker earlier, so now we are filming inside more than outside. So today, we're going to have a little bit different experience here. Today, we're going to be sharing with you online, the design team's rendition of what this space will look like. Currently, we are all meeting together at 200 Freeport Road at our current location while we do upgrades and renovations here. And today, we will share with you what those upgrades and renovations look like in 4 key areas. We're going to take time to look at the sanctuary and stage area, the children's large group ministry space area, the Cafe 15068 area, and then the youth ministry space. But before we begin, I want to celebrate the Lord's faithfulness, because as we've been honest and open with you, 14 months ago in September of 2022, when we found out that our current location would not be our permanent home, we just weren't quite sure what the Lord was up to. After navigating a good bit of fear, anger, frustration, disappointment, bewilderment, disbelief, all of those, God's faithfulness came shining through in ways that cannot be understated. Romans chapter 8, verse 28 is the sentinel verse that reminds us of his faithfulness even when all seems lost, even when things look like they've gone off the rails and all is crashing down. We have this promise. Paul is speaking and he says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." And at the River Church, make no mistake about it, we are crystal clear that we have been called to help people experience, know, and share the love of Jesus, to help people on their journey back to God. And the Lord has been faithful. And through a series of God moving and working and preparing the people at the Church of God in Lower Burrell and the people at the river to unite together as one church, the Lord is preparing this space for us. And we would like to share that with you today. So today, we want to show you just the river 15068 and this really cool rendition of the outside of the space from nearly 56 years ago, whenever the architect designed what the outside space would look like. This rendition was located and discovered here. And today we want to share with you the plans for the river 15068. Because we, as we move here, will be a church that reaches all of 15068 for Jesus Christ. 15068 zip code contains houses in the Kiski School District, in the Plum School District, in the Lower Burrell School District, in the New Kensington Arnold School District. It's a wide area that our church is uniquely positioned to reach. And we so look forward to that. I want to share with you the thought behind this design and also the material and color choices that will be influencing the design. The river 15068 is designed to breathe new life into an existing space. With a contemporary and modern approach to design, the space has been thoughtfully crafted to welcome a new generation while still providing a sense of belonging to long-term returning members. Inspiration from the mid-century architectural elements of the building has been incorporated into the space's floor patterns, wall coverings, furnishings, and color choices. The result is a harmonious and cohesive atmosphere that creates a sense of comfort and belonging for anyone who enters the space. You can also see some of the choices of texture and color for flooring and walls that will be used. We want to spend a few minutes just sharing the sanctuary details. You see on this sheet, one of the backdrops of the wall in the stage is going to be this PVC pattern tiles that will be on the back wall of the stage, through which light can have some fascinating effects on. We see the black LVT flooring for the stage and also the perimeter of the auditorium. We see the terrazzo, that's the word I'm looking for, the terrazzo looking LVT flooring for the main flooring in the auditorium. Yes, the auditorium will have LVT acoustical panels instead of carpet. And then the pure white Sherwin-Williams paint for the walls and the iron ore Sherwin-Williams paint that will be used for the stage wall as well. I believe you also can see one of the light fixtures that will be involved as well. Now, I want to show you the auditorium footprint. This shows the design of the LVT acoustical sound panels right underneath the chairs in the main seating section of the auditorium. You can also see the black LVT flooring that will be on the stage and the perimeter of the auditorium. So I want to remind us what the auditorium looks like currently. This is a photo that was taken recently, and it shows something that reminds me of a conversation I had with my brother. I believe in the 90s, my brother flew into Phoenix, Arizona for the first time, and then he flew out in the daytime. And growing up in Western Pennsylvania, we are used to so much green and lush topography during the summertime. And he was flying out in the summertime, and he said, Dean, as my plane took off and I looked around, I just wasn't prepared to see, and he couldn't quite find the wording, and he kind of left his thought just hanging there. So I decided to finish his thought. I said, you just weren't prepared to see so many shades of brown? And he laughed. And he goes, yeah, I think that's exactly right. Well, when we look at this image, there are so many different shades of brown that it really interferes with the ability to appreciate any one of them individually. So I want to show you from the same perspective what our auditorium will look like. Here it is. I want to invite you to just soak that in for a minute and notice several things. First of all, you can notice the truss and the ceiling, the beauty of those two variations of colors of wood. It's a spectacular view. You also notice the light flooring and the light gray colored chairs as well. One thing that is not changing in essence is the walls. The walls are the walls in the auditorium. They will stay white, and the ceiling and the beams as well. A few things you may notice is that the light fixtures are updated. Now, these light fixtures are spectacular. Our designers took into account about 15 light fixtures, and believe it or not, they liked these the most, and they were the least expensive. And so we appreciated their frugalness. So let's take a closer look at the stage area. Now we see the stage area is painted with the iron ore colored paint. I love the paint title color, name of the color, because it's a throwback to the industry that made Western Pennsylvania so famous. But this color also allows the lighting that we're going to be implementing to have its fullest effect. You will notice that on each side of the stage, kind of framing the stage, are these light towers that can also be covered in fabric to illuminate uniquely as well. We are looking at having one large set of monitors in the center section and then two individual monitors on the left and the right of the stage to allow everyone to worship and see the words well and to have a full visual experience during our worship service. The stage itself will be all of the steps of the choir loft will be removed, and it will be all one level. You will notice on the right-hand side a drum cage where the drummer will have his own section in plexiglass, which allows, and many of you will love this, it allows us to control the volume and intensity of the drum experience so that it does not overpower us. We're very excited to share this and experience this and share this with you together. The center wall is where that PVC application with the variations in texture will be used to add depth through the lighting. Want to show you just an overhead view of the stage. You will notice that in removing the two walls on the right and left-hand side of the stage that currently create two storage closets, by removing those walls, we have left the footprint of the stage the same. But we have chosen to add temporary portable stage units both on each side of the front of the stage and also smaller portable stage units on the right and left-hand side, you'll see the drum cage encased in on one of those stage units. Now, the reason we are doing totally portable stage units is because we need to use and access staging apart from our Sunday morning service. So we'll be able to take these pieces of stage outside when we have our car show here. If we would happen to do a concert outside or a special service outside, we'll be able to move those temporary portable stage units out there. It will give us much more flexibility in the use of our space. So I want to show you a picture. That's this auditorium area. I had told you that we were also going to show you the children's ministry space. I want to show you the current view of the basement area, the space underneath the auditorium. We've been doing some waterproofing there along the wall. And I want to just make sure that you understand and that we understand together that a thriving children's ministry is the lifeblood of a healthy church. And so we are going to double our focus and energy and effort in having our children's ministry space be riveting and compelling and create an atmosphere where children are dragging their parents to church, saying, "We have to go. I don't want to miss church today." I want to show you a few of the color details for the children's ministry space. We have the blue that is contained in the Rivers logo. We have a carpet sample and even a whimsical sample of wallpaper that will be on the bump outs in the basement area under the auditorium. Now, let me show you the floor plan for our large group children's ministry space underneath the auditorium. As you look at this floor plan, I want to draw your attention to the top left-hand corner where a portable stage unit will be just inches off the ground, but it will separate the regular area in the kids' ministry space from the stage. Across the front, then, we will have a row or two rows of small children's chairs so that the youngest kids can see all that's happening on the stage, and then several rows of regular size portable chairs for our children's large group ministry. Now, this space, if you look in the top right-hand corner, you will see the double doors where we walk into this space. And straight ahead when you walk in on the lower right-hand side will be a couple adult-sized tables where the kitchen is just on the other side of that wall. And then you will see sprinkled throughout children-sized tables and chairs. There's a place where a foosball table is set up, where cornhole can be played, and even gaming stations along the side wall. These chairs will be stackable, and everything in this space will be removable, so that once again, it is a multi-use space primarily set up for our children's ministry large group space. The two classrooms on the left side of the building where you see those doors are for our third and fourth graders for their breakout classrooms, and also the fifth and sixth grade classroom in the bottom left-hand corner. So, are you ready? Would it be okay if you looked again at the current space as it looks right now? All right, let's take a glance at what's ahead. I want to invite you just to soak that in for a few moments. You see the cornhole on the right, the foosball table, the gaming station on the left. Your eyes are drawn toward the stage with the monitor at the back of the stage and all of the children's ministry spaces, chairs that are there. Now you may ask, why are we dedicating so much space to our children's ministry? Well, We believe wholeheartedly in Philippians 1, chapter 6, that the work that God begins in a person's life, no matter how young it is, that he will carry that work onto completion. And so we are highly committed to our children's ministry space and wanted to show you the large group space that we're going to have underneath the auditorium. There will be light fixtures on the light that will be dimmable and also able to change colors at the control of an iPad. We will have a dedicated sound system that will be able to allow the kids to experience worship music and hear their large group teacher very well. Now, make no mistake about it, this is set up as a multi-use space. We are not building walls. We are not sectioning this off. We are not making it confined to just a single use. Everything you see in this image right now can be removed. So if we are asked to host a mercy meal and minister to a family in our community that way, everything can be put into a classroom, and tables and chairs can be brought out, and it can be an amazing, beautiful space to serve and bless a family, a space that we will all be proud to showcase and welcome people into, because it shows a commitment to those that we serve in a space that is excellent and life-giving. So those are the first two biggest things I want to disclose to you. I also promised a view of the Cafe 15068. And you're like, well, what is the Cafe 15068? Well, the most thriving area on Sunday morning, other than our auditorium, is the Kensington Cafe, where we can gather and fellowship and experience great things. Well, we are going to have that under the mezzanine, under the balcony area. And let me just show you quickly just the floor plan of that. At the top of the image you see is the back wall where the bookshelves currently are. There'll be a serving table and some tables and chairs and some comfortable seating areas for people to gather. At the lower end, you will see entrances into the auditorium. Here's a picture I took just today of that space currently coming from the hallway where the bathroom is. Bathrooms are coming into that area. Now I want to show you the new view of what that will look like. Just take it in, soak it in for just a minute. You will see it is a place that is comfortable and compelling. It is a place that will draw people to it to fellowship and find refreshment for their bodies and their souls. The space between the Cafe 15068 and the auditorium will be a glass wall. Now, we're working with the architect on exactly what that will look like, whether or not they will just be all sliding glass walls so that it is not considered a structural wall, or whether we go through the design and the permitting to put in glass permanent walls with glass barn doors to open and close. We're still figuring all of that out. But in essence, it will be a partition between the auditorium and that back room, different than what is currently there. If you've noticed, what is currently there is an accordion style, really cool color of bluish green vinyl that you can close and open. Well, we will transform that with with glass, as I have described. So we want you to understand that. Different light fixtures in the back, because the auditorium light fixtures are there's not that much space between the ceiling and that room, but they will stay in the same type of decorative energy. So the final space that I want to show you this morning is the youth ministry space. This is the youth pavilion that is outside next to the parking lot. They're going to renovate that, and this is the aerial view of what that will look like. You will notice 2 glass garage doors, one of which will have a man door entrance to it that is handicap accessible. And so these 2 glass garage doors will give our youth the opportunity to go inside when the weather's cool and close those doors and have great inside space heated by a split unit that is both a air conditioning and a heat pump. And then on the outside of the space, you will see several seating areas, a fire pit, another cornhole opportunity, a very fascinating, beautiful fenced area into the parking lot to give our youth some outside space in a secure area. You will also notice stringed lights going from the building back across the outside area. I want to give you another perspective of this space, more at the ground level. Now, I don't know what kind of space you met in when you were in youth group. I met in a cinder block church undecorated basement. So we hope that this space becomes the talk of the community, the talk of the junior high and high school. The kids want to come and spend time here at the Rivers Youth Group, the E49 Youth Group. We hope that our young children will see this place and just make plans. I'm going to be part of the River through high school so that I can experience this amazing outside youth pavilion as well. I want to close with just a verse celebrating the faithfulness of the Lord. Lamentations is a book in Scripture where the children of Israel are lamenting all that they have lost. It's a book where grieving is at the forefront. And yet, in the midst of their loss, they choose to focus on the goodness and faithfulness of God. And I know for those who have been part of the Church of God of Lower Borough, there is a sense of loss and grief in your soul that church as you have known it has changed, has shifted, and you're meeting with us in our current location, and there's a sense of loss there. But it's our desire to welcome us back together in this new space as one church. Those of us that are in New Kensington are grateful that you are worshiping with us in our space currently, so that you will also have a sense of what we are leaving behind when we move the 2.5 miles up the road to 273 Chester Drive. And it's with great anticipation that we look forward to all that is ahead in 2024. Now, you may be asking, when is all this gonna happen? How quickly will it take place? Well, I want to invite us to just take a deep breath, because the most important thing is that we get this right. We have one chance to get the stage ready before we move in here. And so it is our desire to get that right, to get the chairs, to get the flooring, to totally transform the auditorium and stage area. And so it may take longer than we hope that it will, but it is our deepest commitment to be in our space in 2024 together, worshiping together. And may Lamentations 3, verses 22 through 24 in the English Standard Version, may these verses assure you of God's faithfulness even during loss and lament. Verse 22 begins, "The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. great is your faithfulness. And then I've never really paid attention to verse 24 before, but it says, the Lord is my portion. Basically, the writer is saying, the Lord is enough for me. The Lord is where I draw my strength. He is all I need. The Lord is my portion, says my soul. Therefore, I will hope in him. Well, I want to invite you, whatever you are facing in your life, to hope in the Lord, to trust that his plans for you are even better than what you could ever imagine, that God wants to do immeasurably more than you could ever ask or imagine, because God is faithful and our hope is in him. As we've noted during the announcement time, we are in our end of year giving initiative where we're raising money for our benevolence fund, where we are raising money to feed and pack 10,000 meals to send all over the world, where we are raising money for the Christ birthday observance that will help missionaries in the Church of God all over the world. And we are also raising $100,000 to help this become a reality. Now, this project will cost more than $100,000, and your generosity in times past has helped us have some of those funds ready. But we need to raise at least another $100,000 to move forward with this and get it ready for our arrival. And so I want to ask you just to prayerfully consider what the Lord might be inviting you to give and to help with our end of year giving initiative, to give financially to help these plans that we feel the Lord is leading us to become a reality. Now, if the river's not your church, if you are just catching this, please understand we are not here after your money. We hope that this service and this message helps you and blesses you. But if the river has touched your life in any way, I would like to ask you to prayerfully consider and ask the Lord what he might have you give to help this space become all that it can be, so that the river 15068 can, as effectively as possible, reach this community, reach all of 15068 with the transforming love and salvation of Jesus Christ and beyond. God bless you, everybody. Thank you for joining in with us, and it's with great anticipation that I look forward to all that's ahead. God bless you, everybody.